The many notorious species of bedbugs of the family Simicidae have infested human dwellings and human mattresses for as long as anyone can remember, where they parasitize us by chewing through our skin and consuming our blood. Their bites can cause discomfort and pain, but at least they don't seem to readily give pathogens to their hosts. They at least seem to have the courtesy to be neat and tidy while they parasitize our blood. These bedbugs have been with us, eating us, for millions of years, as well as birds and bats, rabbits, and other small mammals that create nests or dens or some kind of home structure. Now, the modern understanding of these bedbugs has been that bats were the first hosts of the newly emergent Simicidae family, but a new study, 15 years in the making, suggests that the bedbug lineage might be much older than currently thought. The new research is published in the journal Current Biology, and it presents a number of interesting discoveries. So over the last 15 years, this research team had been collecting samples of bedbugs from all over the world, from those quartered away in museum collections to those pilfered from the wilderness, from birds' nests in Southeast Asia to bat caves in Africa. This impressively large collection of bedbugs from all over the world represents a very broad range of genetic diversity, which allowed the researchers to perform an extensive genetic analysis of the Simicidae family and peer into the fog-shrouded mystery of their evolutionary origins. What they found was pretty surprising. It appears that the bedbug lineage emerged 115 to 122 million years ago, which is significantly earlier than the previous estimation. The previous idea was that they emerged to parasitize bats, but bats wouldn't emerge for another 30 million years. So, while this genetic analysis revealed their earlier origins, it also presents us with a new mystery. We don't know what their original host was. We don't know what kind of creatures the bedbug ancestors parasitized. But because they existed for the last 50 million years of the Cretaceous period, it's quite possible that they parasitized some kind of nesting dinosaur, or some kind of mammaliaform that makes dens or nests. Dr. Stefan Roth, a scientist at the Norwegian University Museum Bergen and leader of the study, was interviewed about this research, and he said, quote, "The first big surprise that we found was that bedbugs are much older than bats, which everyone assumed to be their first host. It was also unexpected to see that evolutionary older bedbugs were already specialized on a single host type, even though we don't know what that host was at the time when T-Rex walked the earth." Unquote. University of Sheffield professor Mike Siva-Jothi was another member of the research team, and he said, quote, "To think that the pests that live in our beds today evolved more than 100 million years ago and were walking the earth side by side with dinosaurs was a revelation. It shows that the evolutionary history of bedbugs is far more complex than we previously thought." Unquote. Another previously held idea was that two species of closely related urban bedbugs, Simex lectularius and Simex hemipteris, diverged when Homo sapiens appeared. The argument was that when we emerged, we provided a new ecological platform for the bedbugs to parasitize, and so there was a divergence as a subpopulation began to adapt to us. However, this new study shows that these two species diverged 47 million years ago, which is around 40 million years earlier than the emergence of Homo sapiens. So clearly, our emergence could not have caused their divergence. Something else must have. But this is yet another mystery. The study also found that humans have been the target of bedbug evolution on 3 separate occasions, but none of these species has evolved to feed exclusively on us. None of them switched from their original host to feed purely on humans. Instead, each instance was a bedbug generalist, capable of parasitizing multiple hosts, adapting to add humans to the list of hosts that they could feed from. They didn't evolve to feed from us exclusively. The authors of the paper argue that their research can help inform our understanding of parasitic insect evolution, including the epidemiology of insect-vector disease. Having this understanding can help us develop preventative measures and potentially save lives. In a more abstract sense, these kind of studies are really fun because they simultaneously refine our understanding of the natural world while also uncovering new mysteries that fuel our appetite for exploration and scientific investigation.